I had some people asking me why we were doing this optimization webinar. And the reason that we decided to go with optimization is that we have a lot of dealers in our region that aren't fully optimized. They're missing something on their profiles, and therefore our customer experience and our search results are suffering a little bit. So the value of being fully optimized is priceless. We know that with Google algorithms, the more consistent that all of your profiles are, the better results are going to be served up, and the more relevant you're going to be. We all know that the relevant results are going to be served up first, so we always want our customers to be able to find us the easiest. We also know that having accurate and relevant updates on our profiles actually improves our SEM auction scores, which results in a lower cost for the dealership, and everyone loves lower costs. We also want to take a moment just to recognize that as we create these accurate profiles, our ranking in the search results page goes up. So it's not just about having the information not only for our customers to be accurate, but we don't want to give Google or Bing or Yahoo any chance to be confused about our dealership hours or our website links or anything like that. We want to take all that possible confusion out of their hands. Making sure that we have everything consistent across all the profiles that we're going to be talking about today, it will directly impact our rankings in search. So now that we know why we need to be optimized, let's talk about what it takes to be fully optimized. I know this slide looks very basic, but being optimized is a little basic, but we are missing the boat on a little bit of stuff here. So just for all of our profiles to be fully optimized, it's our general information. We want to make sure that our dealership hours are consistent across all profiles. Now, this is a question that I get a lot as far as Google. So we have sales hours, we have service hours, and we have parts hours. And not all platforms give us the opportunity to actually differentiate between those three separate departments in our dealership. So for Google, Facebook, Bing, Foursquare, Yelp, Twitter, and YouTube, we want our hours listed on all those profiles to be exactly the same. Now, people have asked me, I update my Google hours, and then when I go in there and check it, it's changing. It's changing on its own. The reason for that is that Google can, with their constant algorithm updates, sometimes they actually override your store hours because they're not consistent, and Google gets confused about what we want to serve up. So a good best practice that we talk about is listing your hours first open to last closed, so that we see the widest range of dealership hours. After our hours are consistent, we want to make sure that our dealership information is consistent. Website link, address, phone number, email. We want all of that to be consistent across all the platforms. Our website link should be obviously directed directly to our homepage. And then our address, I know there's a few dealers that we're struggling with. They have a their used lot might have a different address than their new lot and things like that. So as long as we're listing both of those addresses and with a good description of the difference, we'll be pretty set there. And then same thing with phone number. I know dealerships use, some dealers use call tracking services. So if your phone number is different because you're using a call tracking service, obviously that's going to happen. Just make sure that we're using that data from the call tracking to actually help us as we move forward with where we want to send our customers. Dealership name, now this is just an example, but if you have sign-ons still in any of your handles, like for Twitter or Facebook, we want to make sure that those are out of there. It's something easy to overlook. And then just simple naming conventions, like another example would be for Toyota Bellevue up in Washington. If your Facebook is, Michael's Toyota of Bellevue, you want to make sure that your YouTube and your Twitter and all of that says Michael's Toyota Bellevue, not just Toyota of Bellevue. And then finally, we want to make sure that all of our profiles have our custom photo and description. That's Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. In each of these profiles, you're able, Twitter is going to limit you a little bit on your description with 160 characters, but the rest, Facebook and YouTube, you'll be able to write a full description in there with all your dealership information. So what my plan is I'm going to walk us through optimizing our profiles from the profiles that might be the most difficult to optimize and then working to the easiest. Before we get into there, these are the numbers I wanted to show you guys here for 1 second. So you'll see our region here at the top. These are our dealers that are not optimized. So out of our 73 dealers, we're missing optimization. 24 on Facebook, 25 on Twitter, 42 on YouTube. And then you can see down here for Bing, Foursquare, Google, and Yelp, we have around that same, about the 30 mark. So that's why you got this invitation. You were probably listed in one of these red bars here. And you can see the other categories as well, but we're just going to focus on optimization today. So the first profile we're going to go through is Bing. Now, Bing, everyone says it's a Google world, but we don't want to forget that all of our assistants, so our Siris, our Cortanas, our Alexas of the world, they are Bing. They pull from Bing, they search Bing. So we want to make sure that even though we're searching Google and our customers might be searching Google, we want to have that Bing updated as well. You'll see this short little list down here. It's similar to what my first slide had up of what we want to be fully optimized. So I'm going to get into my Bing profile here and actually show you guys how you can do this. So this is my business. I named it Optimization Plantation. It's really original, I know. So this would be the first screen that you might see. This completion status up here, it's going to show you how fully optimized this profile is. I have not verified this account. This is a practice account, so it's never going to be 100% complete. This is where you enter in all of your dealership basic information. Like I said, you want to make sure that address is consistent across all of your profiles. You'll be able to select a category in here. Obviously, you're going to be in an automotive dealership. And then this contact information. Like I said, you want this to be direct to your store, the same email that is listed on your website for contact or all of your profiles. And then feel free to include your Facebook and Twitter in here as well. So this is the big one, hours of operation. You can see that they're not going to allow us to put in parts and service hours. So for here, you'll want to update this to, it can be your choice, but like I said, the best practice is widest range, first open to last close. And then your dealership picture, you want to make sure that this is a dealership specific photo and not just a Toyota general photo as well. And then once you would complete this profile, you would hit submit. You've already verified your business at this point in order to get into here. So this would be your Bing profile and you would submit it and you would be good to go from there. It's a good practice to check your profile about once a month, especially if you're having changes in your dealership hours or operations or anything like that. So the next one that we're going to go to is Yelp. And like I said, I'm going to open my little chat box here. If you have any questions, feel free to just type them in there and we will get them answered for you. So Yelp, this is everyone's favorite, I know. This was the only one that I was not able to create a practice account for. So this is basically your first screen right here is what you're going to see as you're logging in. As much as we all hate Yelp, you don't want to forget that Apple Maps directly pulls from Yelp. So our star ratings when customers are typing in our dealership are pulling from Yelp, as well as the dealership information. This screen to the right over here, your business information screen, that's where you're going to want to go to fully update your profile. Like I said, dealership hours. You can see here that Toyota Fidel, they have their address, their phone number, and a link directly to their website. Yelp does not allow us to do other parts and service hours. So again, widest range of hours here would be fine. You can also put a short description of the history of the business. That's just kind of for a customer experience if they want to know, what they're getting themselves into. I will be sending out this presentation, but this is a good checklist here to take note of exactly what you want to include in your Yelp optimization profile. All right, the next one is Google. Now this is, your Google profiles are gonna look a little different based on if you have multiple pages associated with it. You'll be listed right here if you have multiple dealerships. Ken, yes, Friendemic should definitely be optimizing these profiles for you. If they are not, we can definitely talk to them and make sure we can connect offline and see exactly what profiles would not be optimized for you. For business categories on Bing, feel free to list as many as that is relevant to your dealership. So if you automotive retail, automotive parts and service, the more categories that you have, you won't be limited quite as much there. So moving to Google, like I said, this is going to look a little bit different based on if you have multiple businesses associated with your account. This is my business account here. It's the Portland region. And you would just come in here, select edit, and begin to edit your profile. Again, the hours here, they're only going to allow you to select one category of hours. We just had this conversation yesterday with a provider. Until Google recognizes that one business can have multiple departments within it, our hands are kind of tied here, so it's a little bit frustrating from that sense. I know I'm going to be repeating myself a little bit, but this address is the same exact address on Bing, Yelp, Google, everything there. You would come in, make sure that you have your website link here, and I cannot stress the importance of having this phone number accurate. Our numbers from Google for how many people actually click to call is a very, very high percentage. And a lot of our customers are pulling you up right there. They're seeing that knowledge graph or the local path in Google, which is what it looks like when they actually pull up your dealership, and they're clicking to call right there. Kind of a little fun stat is that about 30% of consumers who click to call from Google will come into your business within one business day, and their intent to purchase is very high. So having this number here is of the utmost importance. This is what it would look like. You wouldn't see this verify now over here because your business is definitely already verified. Widest range of hours are coming in here. And an original dealership photo to go along with it. If anybody has any troubles with their hours on Google, feel free to send me a message and we can work with that. Like I said, the more consistent the hours are across all of our platforms, Google will not be confused. They won't try to override it and put something funky up there, like only your parts hours or something like that. All right, so after Google, another fun one to look at here is Foursquare. I always get the question about why do we care about Foursquare, because our customers aren't really using it. It's a good reminder that Foursquare sells their GPS data, their data aggregator. So they're actually feeding Google some information, they're feeding Yahoo information. So while our customers might not be coming here to actually search for our business, it's definitely important to have it definitely up to date. When you first get into Google, or excuse me, Foursquare, this is what your screen would look like here. You would just select manage your locations, and it would walk you through this step by step on how to update your hours. Make sure you have your Twitter handle on there, your Facebook link. Customers do click to those from this screen here. I apologize for not having a Foursquare account to walk you guys through. But on the Foursquare website, they do a good job of explaining it. A full Foursquare profile, I believe Foursquare is now allowing multiple sets of hours, so you should be able to select adding hours to do parts and service. At least the last time I checked, you could. So you definitely want to make sure you list parts and service in there if it allows you and if it gives you the opportunity to do so. Does anybody have any questions on Foursquare? Because I know that it can be a little annoying sometimes, and you want to make sure that it's updated and that all the information is accurate. Cool. All right, moving on to YouTube. Everybody knows that YouTube is the second largest search engine next to Google, so we want to make sure that all of our information here is accurate as well. When you first log in, it might look something like this. All you need to do is go over to your profile, select My Channel. All of your videos would obviously be listed in here. Come over here to the About section and select Edit Layout. You'll see I have a short description of my business, my address, phone number, website, and email address are all present here. You can list your dealership hours within here if you would like. I think that that's a good idea and definitely a best practice to have your dealership hours within this little description box here. And then you'll see a dealership specific photo right up here. Your characters are not limited in YouTube, so feel free to list out your parts, service, sales hours as they go. All right, moving on to Twitter. Now, Twitter might look something like this when you first get in here. You just simply select this edit profile here, and off to the left, you'll be able to put a dealership specific photo in here. This bio, this is where you get 160 characters. So I have been telling people some good information to put in here is just your dealership website link, phone number, and address. So those three normally, your characters are a little bit close there. And then it's of the utmost importance to make sure you have your website link here. Customers do click to your website from Twitter, as well as Facebook, YouTube, all of that. So we want to make sure that our website link is present. All right, last but not least is going to be good old Facebook here. This is what it might look like when you log in. Simply click this edit page info button and you will have the opportunity to fully update your profile here. Website link is super important here. And if you even wanted to include links directly to your service and parts page, your finance page, whatever it is, the more links, the better. It helps the customer experience when they want to get directed to a specific page. Here is where you would update your hours. Again, Facebook does not allow us to do multiple set of hours, but listing the widest range here is definitely a good idea. Dealership phone number, website. You can just kind of click through here. You definitely want to make sure that your location is accurate, because customers can open the maps directly from Facebook if they so choose. You just click select save changes here, and you would be good to go. Going back up to here, perfect. So if all of this, as elementary and basic as it seems, I can't stress the importance of it enough. I always put myself in the customer's shoes when I'm trying to learn about things like this, and more customers are wanting to shop for our cars just like they want to shop on Amazon or Google or overstock.com. And if I try to click to a website link from overstock.com or Amazon and the link is broken or it doesn't send me where I want to go, I'm not hanging out there very long, and you'll see your bounce rate skyrocket from that. We want to drive traffic to the correct pages, and we want to improve the customer experience so that there's no confusion about what our company is or what our dealership provides. Now, if all of this seems just too crazy to do and too much of your time, there is a turnkey solution for a whopping $9 per month. Moz will fully optimize all of your profiles for you. This basic package right here, it does everything that I just listed off, and you just send them your dealership information with the correct website link, correct hours of operations, and Moz takes the work out of your hands for you, and you'll be fully optimized there. So this essential package, this first one, $9 per month, it will do everything that we just talked about. And then the great thing about Moz is that once you cancel Moz, everything stays the same. So people used to complain because after you canceled Moz, the information would revert back. Not anymore. So it stays the same, and you're able to go from there. You can read about the professional and the essential package if you would like, but this essentials here would do everything that we just talked about, as well as review monitoring, and allows you access to a dashboard where you can respond to your reviews right there. Like I said, I know a lot of this stuff sounds fairly basic. Let's see here. What are we talking about? Yes, I will be sending out this presentation to everybody after I am done. Is it a yearly commitment through Toyota? So Moz, for a yes, you use it for a year. They bill you annually, so you would do the $9 per month for the 12 months, which comes out to $108 for the year. And the reason why I believe that Moz does that with the 1 year is because it can take some time to, this essentials package right here, they optimize way more profiles than I just listed. It's not limited to just those Google, Yelp, Facebook, all those ones. They go into everything. They do, yellow pages and city search and all those ones that aren't necessarily at the forefront of our minds, they optimize all of those channels as well, not just limited to these ones. Again, like I said, I know it seems easy and basic, but we have a lot of stores that are struggling with their optimization, and in turn, their search results aren't what they want them to be, and they're not as relevant and accurate as we want to be. Is there any more questions before we disconnect here? Any problems that you guys have run into? I'm not in these profiles constantly on your dealership, so it's me kind of looking from afar and just digging in there. So if you run across any problems that I didn't address, please feel free to contact me. We have contacts at these, at Google and Facebook and things like that. So when we run into problems, if you want to let us know here in the e-commerce department at the region, we can use our contacts at these various websites and profiles to help us work through any issues that we might stumble upon. Yes, Ken, we do have a report that shows you which sites you are not optimized on. I will send that to you as soon as we disconnect here. And if anybody else would like to know exactly which sites they're not optimized on either, I can send that out. And if you would like to log into the Freebirds portal, you can also see for yourself which profiles are not optimized, but I'm definitely more than happy to send them out to you. But if you do have that Freebirds login to that portal, it will let you know there as well. If there's no more questions, I will turn it over to Mr. McKinney here to close it out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope that we can optimize. And here's Dave to finish it off for you guys.
Thank you, Kayla. And I really just quickly want to say thank you all for tuning in. Kayla, as you can tell, is very, very, very passionate about this. And she puts a lot of work and a lot of time, spends a lot of energy in meeting with different companies to really fully understand this so that she can bring you the most important and relevant data and information to you to kind of help us all get to where we need to be. This optimization part of our whole digital landscape is so important, as she reiterated many times. Imagine a customer is going to get some information on our dealership at one location and get a different or conflicting information for your dealership at a different location. Suddenly, that's when the questions arise, and that's when they lose confidence, and it's just not that best user experience. And Google continues to tell us, in fact, many other partners, certified partners, Toyota has, they continue to reinforce how important it is to have consistent data among all the platforms. She just talked about a couple of them, but there are so many more that all of this matters. So really, really take a close look at where you are. Kayla has specifically which dealers have some opportunities there. Reach out to us. Let us know how we can help you. Moz is just one solution. It seems of all the solutions out there, they seem to have the best pricing. They seem to have the best support group, the best service, and they're very, very comprehensive. One of the key items that Kayla mentioned was, let's say you spend $109, whatever it is, at the end of the year, and you decide to go away. Some of these companies will actually revert all of your sites back to the origination, which is not good. And so we've kind of vetted that out, and that's why Moz is just one example of who won't do that. That company won't do that. So they seem to be doing some really great things with that. A lot of your providers, if you're involved with a social media reputation management provider, Some of them do some of this for you also, but for the price, you just can't beat it. And it's just so important. So, first of all, Kayla, thank you. A lot of energy. Great job in communicating all the aspects of this. You've done a wonderful job. I love your enthusiasm. You're spot on with everything. Dealers, all of you, appreciate you taking the time out. I know Kayla wants to continue to do this on a range of topics. She's trying to identify what seems to be the hottest topic to be the subject matter of the next call. But thank you all for everything you're doing across the board, not just optimization, your websites, your commitment to the sales side, and fixed operations as well. We're really doing some great things in the Northwest, and it's all thanks to the efforts that you're committing to. So thank you all for that, and that's really all I have.
Thank you guys again, and I'll look for your emails and I'll send out those reports that you asked for. Have a good day and a great weekend. Bye. Is that okay?